The Adventures of Lynn in the Cozy House. Once upon a time, in a small village, there was a little girl named Lynn who loved spending time in her cozy house. One rainy afternoon, as the raindrops tapped against the window, Lynn decided to go on an adventure, not outside, but inside her home. What treasures can I find in each room? Lynn wondered, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Starting in the living room, Lynn ran into the living room, where she saw a big sofa covered with soft blankets. On the sofa, there was a small pillow and a remote control. On the coffee table, there was a cup of tea that her mum had left. This is the perfect spot to relax on a rainy day, she thought, plopping down on the sofa. But soon she noticed something shining on a shelf near the corner of the room. It was a tiny golden key. I wonder what this key opens, she said, tucking the key into her pocket. Exploring the kitchen. Next, Lynn went to the kitchen. She loved this room because it always smelled like delicious food. She opened a cupboard and found jars of spices neatly lined up. On the counter, there was an apple and a loaf of bread. Lynn picked up the apple and took a bite. Delicious, she said. Then she noticed a locked drawer. Could the tiny key open it? She tried and click. Inside, she found a recipe book with pictures of cakes and cookies. I'll ask Mum if we can bake later, she said, holding the book tightly. Heading to her bedroom, Lynn ran up the stairs to her bedroom, her favorite place. On a bed in the corner, there were a pile of stuffed animals and a cozy blanket. On the desk, she saw an open notebook with some drawings she had made the day before. I'll finish my drawing later, she said, smiling. Then she spotted a small box under the bed. Inside the box was a collection of seashells from her last trip to the beach. So many memories in one room, she whispered, discovering the attic. Finally, Lynn remembered the attic, the most mysterious place in the house. She climbed up a creaky ladder and stepped into the dusty room. There was an old trunk in the corner. She opened the trunk and found a photo album filled with pictures of her grandparents when they were young. Wow, this house is full of stories, Lynn said, flipping through the album. She spent hours looking at the photos and learning about her family's past. Ending the adventure. As the rain stopped, Lynn went back to the living room, where her mum was waiting with a plate of cookies. Mum, our house is amazing. Every room has its own treasures, she said, munching on a cookie. Her mum smiled. That's because a home isn't just a place, Lynn. It's where we keep our memories. From that day on, Lynn looked at her house not just as a place to live, but as a magical space filled with stories waiting to be discovered. The moral of the story: sometimes the greatest adventures are found not far away, but right in your own home. Every room and every object has a story to tell, if you take the time to look. And don't forget, whether it's a small object or the special treasures, they all have their own place in your heart.